The big game is less than a month away on the field at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And joining me now is Saints Hall of Famer and Super Bowl champion Deuce McAllister to talk about preparations that are currently underway. Good to see you. How are you, Deuce?
Doing well. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm pumped to learn more and kind of how we're prepping for this, big, exciting game. So speaking of that, how's the Crescent City looking this morning with just 3 weeks to go before the big game?
A lot of work has been done, but we know that a lot of work still has to go. And so that's kind of where we are in the preparation standpoint. Over the last 5 years, the Superdome has had the kind of renovation done to it and to bring it up to par with some of the newer stadiums that have opened across the NFL. And so hopefully the fans can enjoy that. But as we get a little bit closer as well, you can tell with the banners being put up with the Super Bowl emblems on it. You can tell with the streets being painted and the murals being put up, the bridges being lit up. This city is ready to host the upcoming Super Bowl in a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see more, as we get closer and all the fan experiences. But speaking of that, Deuce, there'll be a lot of people traveling to New Orleans, maybe for the first time also for this big game. So kind of tell us what visitors can expect to see and do on their stay for the Super Bowl.
Well, one thing I'll say is if they can go to neworleans.com, they will kind of get a run of show of the different things that will be happening that day as well as during the city. You talked about the NFL experience. The NFL has done a really good job of trying to make it where you don't have to be a hardcore football fan to come to the city to enjoy it. We know certain fans will go to the game, but if you're just coming to the city to hang out, a ton of food options here in New Orleans. You talk about the Creole food. You can talk about the Cajun entrees that are available. You can get in trouble with the food. Trust me, I've been there. But not only from the culture aspect of it, visiting some of the different museums, going to the aquarium. You can also, the music here is phenomenal. From the jazz, the bands that play. You have the brass bands that play every different day, of every night and day, you have different artists that are performing throughout the city. So I advise to catch some of those from the NFL experience on Wednesday. The NFL experience kind of kicks off. That will be at the convention center. That will go until Saturday. You don't have to be a hardcore fan. Like I said, that's free. You can see a former player like myself. A lot of the current players will be there. They'll have activities, interaction, different deals to be able to do with the kids and fans. And I think what's cool and unique about us in New Orleans, since it is carnival season right now, the Saturday before the big game, before the Super Bowl, New Orleans will host a Mardi Gras style parade for the Super Bowl. That's free. And that's for fans just to be able to welcome them to the city, to be able to enjoy the culture, to be able to enjoy the city. And so those are just a few of the things that will be going on the week of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the Mardi Gras and then the Super Bowl in one weekend, that is an epic weekend if you ask me. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Now, obviously the game's happening in New Orleans, and a lot of people traveling probably will be likely going to the game, have tickets, all those things. But what if we don't have tickets? What can we kind of expect on the day of, maybe in New Orleans, different ways to check out the game?
Well, the different bars around the city will be open. There will be different watch parties that will be going on. Some of them may have a coverage charge. The majority of them will be free. They want people to come out and enjoy themselves. They want people to hang out and enjoy themselves. For those that are going to the game, great. But for those that aren't going on, there's a lot of different areas to be able to watch the game, whether you're in the French Quarter, whether you're uptown, whether you're different parts of the city, you can go to and watch the game. And that's what we encourage people to do if they don't have tickets to go to the game.
Yeah, it sounds like just being there and being the heart of it all would be worth it. Now, Deuce, as a not former, as a Super Bowl champion yourself, do you have a favorite for the upcoming big game?
I don't have a favorite for it. I know a lot of the players on each team. I know some of the coaches on those teams. I want those guys to be successful. And so it's hard for me to go against Patrick Mahomes, though, with the success that he has had while he's been in the league, and knowing what Andy Reid and that unit has been able to do with a couple of weeks off. They're going to be a hard matchup, to beat. But, Lamar, and you talk about what Josh Allen has been able to do in Buffalo, it's going to be some pretty good games. And on the NFC side, the Eagles have won a Super Bowl before. The Rams have won a Super Bowl before, but the favorite, in my opinion, right now is probably the Detroit Lions on the NFC side. And so we'll kind of see how that all unfolds. We're excited in New Orleans to be able to host those fans of whichever team comes, and we can't wait for it all to go down.
Yeah, Deuce, just real briefly, I'm curious, how excited are you for people to come and experience New Orleans, the city that you've come to know and love?
Well, I mean, that's what it's about. In this city, it's the people. It's the people and how we treat each other. It's the hospitality that this city, has, and it's the culture. And so I'm pretty excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, sounds like a good time. Deuce, thank you so much for your time. For all our viewers, check out neworleans.com for more information. We'll see what happens. Excited for the big game. Thanks, Deuce.
Thank you.